gamers, this is TracyMancer, and I'm going to be reviewing the Geochests mod for Minecraft 1.7.10, and basically this mod allows you to take anything in your world, anywhere you want. Okay, so the first thing that we have here is a piece of geodite ore, so you will be able to mine this, and it's crucial that you mine this. I'm not sure exactly where it spawns in the world, just underground like a normal ore. I mean, I don't know what levels it'll spawn at, if there's a certain height requirement or anything like that. But when you mine it, and I also don't know what kind of pick you need, like minimum, I would assume iron, but you never know. But when you mine it, you will get a piece of geodite, and this is crucial for every item that you can craft in the mod. So with geodite, that'll allow you to make blocks, beds, the geovisualizer, and then all the different chests, which I'll show you in a few minutes. So this block is just for aesthetics. It's the geodite block, and it's purple just like normal geodite, and you just craft it with 8 pieces of geodite, 1 space left in the middle. Let me pull this out so you can see how it looks. There we go. It pretty much has the same texture as an emerald block except purple. The next thing that we have is the geobed, and this is crafted with a bed and a piece of geodite. So this is useful because it allows you to set your spawn point, but then you can pick up the bed in a geochest, or you can break it to put it in your inventory, but your spawn location is still set. Unlike with normal beds, where if you place it down, sleep in it, it says your spawn set, that's great, but if it gets destroyed by who knows what, just anything, or if you pick it up, you lose your spawn point. But with the geobed, it's always set. And now we have the geovisualizer, and this crafting recipe, just a piece, or not a piece of stick, a stick and a piece of geodite, and put it together like so, and you will get the geovisualizer. And I will demonstrate what this does when we start showing off the different geochests. Okay, now we can start going over the geochests, and before I say anything else, I just want to say that they go from tiny to small to medium to large to huge, and well, if you want the huge geochest, you basically have to make the small, or the tiny geochest, then upgrade it to the small, upgrade it again to the medium, upgrade again to the large, and then finally upgrade to the huge. So you're going to need a lot of geodite and a lot of resources if you want one of the bigger geochests, unless you just spawn it in with too many items or creative mode. So yeah, that's that. Now let's get into the crafting recipes. So for the tiny geochest, you just need a piece of geodite, a chest, and then 7 pieces of carpet. Now you will see a pattern here. Basically, whatever color the geochest is, you can see this one's white, it requires that type of carpet. So for the small geochest, or the tiny geochest, sorry, you have to use white carpet. Now for the small geochest, the crafting recipe is almost exactly the same, except now, instead of a normal chest, use a tiny geochest, and instead of white carpet, you have to use yellow. So this is a crafting recipe, and you have to get it like so. Next we have the medium geochest, and again, color correlation, we have blue carpet for the blue texture on the medium geochest, and instead of a tiny geochest, it requires a small geochest, and of course a normal piece of geodite at the top, just like all the other crafting recipes. Now we have the second to largest, and it's called the large geochest. So it requires a medium geochest, a piece of geodite, and then 7 pieces of red carpet. And then finally, we have the huge geochest. So this is as big as the geochests get, unless the mod creator decides to add more in. But for the time being, this is as big as they get, and it's a pretty good space. I believe it's 11 by 11 by 11 blocks, and you need a large geochest, a piece of geodite, and then 7 pieces of black carpet to craft it. Okay, so real quick, I'll go over the sizes of, well, basically the area that these chests will be able to hold within them. So the tiny geochest, keep doing that, the tiny geochest can hold a 3 by 3 by 3 block area. So, yeah, you can carry a lot of blocks in that. I don't want to do the math. But then the small geochest carries a 5 by 5 by 5 area, and it pretty much goes up by 2 every single time. So the medium carries a 7 by 7 by 7, then large geochest is 9 by 9 by 9, and then the huge geochest is 11 by 11 by 11. Okay, so let's take a look at the inside of geochest. I'm going to be demonstrating with the tiny geochest, and basically you just right click and you get this. It shows you a 9 area space, same as the crafting table, and you cannot put anything inside of it, you cannot take anything out of it. It will show you what is currently in the geochest. And then we have the different layers. So depending on how big of a space the geochest can hold, this space will be bigger and you will have more numbers on the side. Now this is the first layer, here's the second, and here's the third. There's nothing currently in here, so it's supposed to be blank. You'll see what I'm talking about when I suck up this stuff back here. And this little black bar is so you can name it, and again, as the geochests size gets bigger, or they get more powerful, you will have more space to name it. So let's see if I can name it craft. Nope, just 4 letters here, so craft will have to do. And basically, how this works is when you click this button, you will suck up whatever is in the geochests area. And this is just kind of a little extra thing. So there's chestception, which means you can put a geochest in a geochest. You can turn this on or off depending on if you want to do that or not. Next we have lock orientation. So this means that if I were to suck up this stuff right here and then take the geochest, but I had the geochest face this way next time, it would still spawn the stuff on this side of the geochest. Now if you turn that off, that means you can pretty much rotate this however you want to, which is probably a good idea. Next we have the swap on trigger. So basically what that means is if I were to suck this up and then place a piece of dirt on the ground, you would see all of this stuff in here. But if I click this, then all the crafting stuff would be put out, but the piece of dirt would be in here, and you'll see that when I demonstrate it in a moment. And next we have swap down, and I'm not entirely sure what this does. I haven't messed around with that one, so I just recommend keeping it off because the way all these settings are, it works fine. Okay, so a use for the tiny geochest is just a tiny little crafting area. You can have 2 chests, crafting table, then 2 furnaces perhaps. I don't know, you can fill it with whatever you want. But it's not a very big space. It's 3 by 3 by 3, and we can see that with the geovisualizer. So this is very useful because it gives you a little purple box that shows you everything that's going to be captured by the geochest. So to activate it, you just right-click the geochest with the geovisualizer, and you can turn it off and on. Now, I don't think there's a durability for the geovisualizer. There may be, there may not be. I don't know. I'm sorry, I didn't look into that. But yeah, we can see everything in here is going to get sucked up by the geochest. And if we open it and click this button, everything is inside. So that's how a geochest works. Now you can see everything on the bottom layer is here. So I have my stairs and then all the wood. Then the second height layer, there's my furnaces, chests, and the crafting bench. And then on the third layer, I have these. So now I will show you what I meant on the swapping. So say we just do this. Obviously, 2 blocks cannot go in a 1 block space. So how's the geochest going to place our stuff down? Well, that's simple. When you press this button again, it simply picks up everything that was in the way. So yeah, that's how that works. Now, a use for the small geochest, and as you can see, I have another portal. Yes, geochests can pick up nether portals, end portals, entities, and I'll show you all that once we get there. But for now, let's just demonstrate this. So we can pick it up, and it picked up a piece of grass, which I don't want, but that's okay. And here you can see the bottom pieces of obsidian, then here some obsidian and portal blocks. 3, we have more portal blocks and obsidian. 4, more portal blocks. And 5, finally, the last bits of obsidian. And you just place it back down like so, and yeah, that's how that works. So here we have an end portal, and you know, it's hard to get to an end portal. Sometimes they can be really far away from your spawn point, sometimes they can be really close. Well, if it's really far away and you don't want to have to traverse back and forth from your house to get there, just use a geochest. So I titled this one NP, and we just click this button, and there we go, we have my ender portal, and it will actually show you the end portal blocks, which look like nether portal blocks, but you know, it's fine. So I realized I forgot to tell you guys how to pick up a geochest, and it's very simple. Even in creative mode, break it with your fist, and then you will get the geochest. Now, it will tell you that it's a medium geochest, and then it says end P, because that's what I titled it. And then we can just fly over here to somewhat of a flat area, place it down, and then press that, and our end portal is now exactly where we want it to be. So for the large geochest, I'm going to be testing whether or not it can pick up entities. Entities being a minecart, a boat, picture frames, that's not a picture frame, item frame, pictures, signs, torches, even villagers or mobs. And you know what? we'll test items as well. All of these are entities, whether you think they are or not, they are. So let's open this up. We'll type it ent, because I don't know how to spell entities and I'll spell it wrong. And click this, and it looks like it did its job. Everything is gone. Okay. As you can see, it won't show you that there was a minecart here, or a boat here, or stuff along this wall. Not even the villager. He's gone too. But when you place it back down, everything is exactly as it was. The minecart, the boat, the villager, all the little things. The torch is still in the orientation I left it, and my sign still says hello. And the visualizer is right where it was. So that is the largest geochest. So we are finally at the huge geochest, and it's a pretty big space. Let's just right click, and this is the area that will go inside the huge geochest. So I built this house to the specifications of the blue, or it's not blue, it's purple. I swear I'm not colorblind. The purple cube, I guess, the purple outline. But yeah, this is probably, well, this is the biggest it's going to get, and it's going to be the most useful, because what if I want to move my house? Well, open this, click that, and there we go. My entire house is saved in here. Again, just punch it, and we have the huge geochest labeled house. So, a fun thing you can do with these is you can spawn stuff in mid-air. So we can place that down, and there we go. We have our house floating above the village. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the geochests. So I just wanted to show you guys one last thing. The geochest can pick up water and then crops. So we have this, and it actually picked up all this water because I already tested this once. But you just click the button like normal, and we have all our farmland, all the water, and it says water still because it's not moving. The oak wood, and then if we go to layer 2 where the crops should be, it'll show you we have carrots here, and then wheat here. So let's pick this up. We have our small geochest farm. We can put it up on this building because it needs makeover. Then plonk it down, and yeah. No, we're breaking those crops, but it's fine. We have these new floating crops. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the mod. So like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more. I'll have a link to the mod in the description below, and I'll see you in the next video.